The Walt Disney Company is going through a bit of an identity crisis on whether or not they're an old school children's entertainment company or whether or not they're the company that tries to get your teens to say all the edgy words. Disney parks themselves used to be a staple of everyone's childhood, a rite of passage for many families. It sounds like it might be sanctioned off and only for adults. A new ad for Disney, we noticed something a little peculiar and we want to bring it to your attention here. Let's talk about Jollywood Knights on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is That Park Place writer and also the host of Tooneytown TV and Tooneytown Wrestling, Marvin the Movie Monster. How's it going, Marvin?
Oh, hello, my friend. We're talking about one of my favorite topics, Jollywood Knights.
Is it one of your favorite topics here?
Well, it's one of my favorite things to complain about because last year's I had the pleasure of going. So, it's a lot. Like most people that went last year, I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the reasons that I wanted to talk to you specifically about this. They're bringing back Jollywood Knights this year, and you had not done anything with That Park Place at the time that we were covering Jollywood Knights last time.
No.
We did multiple videos talking about it, and I'll try to link those below for anyone who wants to catch up on the more hot takes on what happened there. We had someone who went to the event with a kid and felt a little disappointed by the event, more than a little disappointed by the event, and how Disney preferred the social media influencers over the people who were just there. You can guess why the people with big stages and big platforms might be given preferential treatment by Disney. But Marvin, what was your experience at Jollywood Knights last year?
I mean, it was crowded. It was short. I mean, they added another hour to it this year, which, thank goodness, because the big problem was running out of time. You get in line for one character, and, by the time you're out of that line, a quarter of the event has passed because those lines, even if they don't look long, those character lines are long. So you're only getting one of those. I mean, there was some decent food. We did the Hollywood Brown Derby thing that they do there with the small bites and the drinks and stuff like that with the live piano player. That was nice. The stage show was pretty good, even though it's the new Kermit the Frog voice. Other than that, I mean, it was just kind of short and crowded and just not very well thought out. The Fab Five characters they're in like Hollywood glam outfits. They're not in Christmas outfits. It didn't feel Christmassy. It felt more like not even a Hollywood glam event. It was like, this is what normal people think Hollywood glam is.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
I suppose it does. And obviously Jollywood, you would assume that Jolly being Christmas and Hollywood, obviously that is the entire theme of this theme park, although they're getting away from that every single day because Disney does not seem to care about the internal theming of their theme parks. That's a whole nother topic that I'm sure we could both go off on. But you went and it was just you and your significant other, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So no kids with you.
Nope.
And did you have any issues with the lanyard or bracelet issues?
No, by then they had pretty much figured that out because we went a couple weeks into the event. We didn't have to go into any of the horrors that people went through. So we just kind of got the lanyard and got right in. We were given a gift, which you get a gift for going to these events typically. Usually like you go to Mickey's Very Merry, it's like a nice ornament. You used to be able to get like pass holder gifts at Food and Wine that would be like a nice like tumbler glass or like a cutting board. These were little drinking coasters.
Oh, okay.
Little dinky drinking coasters. I don't think we've ever even taken them out of the package.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is the only gift that you'll get this year if you go, but they are updating that. Now it's going to be premium marshmallows. So
you actually do get those then. There's not just on sale.
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm reading this right, prepare your taste buds for an epic culinary adventure. You can't miss this, that. Trust me, you'll want to try everything. You'll find these must-try delights. Guess what? Upon exiting the event, you'll be gifted 6 champagne-flavored Wonder Made marshmallows in a Kermit and Miss Piggy themed box.
That's nice.
Yeah. So
better than the coasters.
Yeah. And they don't want you throwing away your garbage in the park. They're gonna have you getting that on the way out. The thing that I want to talk about with this event right here, this is a $120 to $150, maybe $160 event here. Obviously they've expanded it now.
depending on the day, it can go up to 175 or 179, I believe. Like it's in the 170s. I know that.
Mm-hmm. So it's expensive, and it's at a Disney park. And there was something I was noticing as I was going through this, and I was thinking a lot about who is Disney's target audience right now. And I played this little trick on That Park Place Live. We went a little off topic there, so I want to try this one more time here. I'm going to count all of the children that are featured in these ads for this Disney event here.
Okay, I've got my calculator ready.
All right. First of all, we have Max. We're not going to count him. That's probably a nice young lady inside of that costume. Forgive me. There are some people who tell me I shouldn't even bring that up. We've got this all new skating spectacular that they're adding here. We could play through that if you want, and I might bring it up for the audience later, but there are no kids featured in that ad either. Kermit and Piggy, obviously adults. We have children or adults in pajamas, I want to say, doing a Christmas pantomime here. By the way, this Jack Skellington puppet is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
We didn't get to see that last year because we ran out of time.
Oh, that's too bad. I would love to see that. That used to be for a villains show that was at Magic Kingdom. I'd love to get the chance to see that one of these days. Looks like maybe the same people from the Max photo from earlier, plus a few more here. They're with Frozone. Let's see. We got dancing here, and okay, I'm not seeing many kids there. Okay. Of course, they wouldn't be part of the Tip Top Club there for the Hollywood Brown Derby. There's a nice gentleman playing the piano, and Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. Here we have Phineas and Ferb, classic children's characters here for the Disney company. I'm not seeing any. Oh, these right here. These might appeal to kids.
The dinosaur Gertie cookies.
Yeah. I'm going to cut to the chase on this since we're almost at the end. There are no children whatsoever featured in the advertisement for this event.
Now I feel deceived for breaking out my calculator.
I fooled you. This I think actually speaks to the current Disney company, and the fact that Deadpool probably going to be on Disney Plus here within a month or two, or Agatha all along is the last bastion of the MCU, if you'd accept that phrase, is a show that I think that audience demographic very much in the non-teenage woman area for that show. I don't know. What would you describe the demographic of Agatha? Marvin, I know you're working on a review. Yeah, it's not out already.
Wine-soaked cat ladies? I don't know. Elderly divorcees?
Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't put it in those exact words, but I think you got the feel of what I'm going for here. Also, it has nudity in it, as Marvel all of a sudden has nudity and everything these days. Catherine Hahn, which I turned my eyes away, but still, it's like, guys, is this a franchise that you heavily market to children, but the content itself is not appropriate for children? I'm a little confused. This isn't the 90s where Terminator 2 is the only kid on the block, and so we all get Arnold Schwarzenegger with a half-bloodied robot face action figures for kids. This is supposed to be a park that is intended for families altogether. I'm so confused by the fact that they are this bold at this point. They're not even pretending it's for kids anymore. And it's not like this is a late night event. I think this is still over by midnight. Not like it's overnight. So when you were there, did you see a lot of kids around?
A few people had kids with them, but not many. Like, we were amazed that it was mostly just adults, like dressed to the nines. Like it looked more like a gala than it did like a theme park event. It was weird. Like we were just like stunned by that.
There's also the argument to be made at that price point that it's probably not appropriate to bring kids. I'm not saying that the content is inappropriate, but
especially the last time for 4 hours, and like the food, none of the food really seemed to appeal to kids other than maybe like the dinosaur Gertie cookie or something like that. But a lot of it was like, duck l'orange and like, thing like more like upscale food. So yeah, it was definitely not marketed to kids.
But at the same time, they wouldn't necessarily say, no, this is catering towards adults. They would just try to leave you that impression from the marketing. It's so strange to me.
At least Halloween Horror Nights has the disclaimer that you should not bring your children to this event. They don't stop you from bringing your children. But because I will always inevitably see a bunch of terrified little kids at Halloween Horror Nights. But they do warn you against it.
Yeah, I mean, they leave it with the parental right to be a little bit insane with how they raise their kids. And I've also heard that the booze is watered down. Not that I personally care about that issue here for Jollywood Knights, but I don't understand here. Marvin, why do you think it is that Disney has made this shift in appealing to grown-ups more than they are trying to appeal to family and kids, and that multi-generational aspect that that recycles the audience right through the parks?
Because they're alienating families. They're turning families away with all of their their embrace of all the ideology stuff, of all the identity politics. So they're going for the yes queen crowd, which is like their bread and butter right now. It's dual income, no kids, probably LGBT or hardcore leaning into the woke territory. Those are the people that they want right now. Those Gen Zs and younger millennials. But here's the thing about them. They don't have money.
Well, they don't have money, or they're putting themselves into debt often for events like this. This is the fascinating thing. You can have somebody with a large family, and they'll have about the same amount of disposable income with somebody who is not in that same stage of their career, but doesn't have as many responsibilities. So I wonder if this is the future of the company. I think they've got about 10 years left before they're going to start seeing issues on that. That's just a ballpark figure. Don't hold me to that. But eventually that generation will not procreate and start to wander away from these parks.
You look at things like Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, that used to just be offered during regular park hours at Hollywood Studios. It's a thing that they took away and put behind a paywall. Which
that's true. And this is also, as I understand it, a lesser version of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, because they have taken up some of the firing areas for the fireworks.
There wasn't much to take away from Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. It was pretty lackluster as it was, and they still took stuff away.
Well, I just want to throw this to our commenters here. What do you think? First of all, are you going to be giving Jollywood Knights a second chance or a first chance after last year's unusual performance? Usually these after hours events, everybody raves about them. And we know a lot of people who want to go back year after year. Jollywood Knights, I don't know. Marvin, are you planning on giving it one more chance?
No. Last year we did Jollywood and Very Merry. This year I think we're probably going to end up doing Very Merry again because we really like that event. It's fun. It's family oriented. It feels like Christmas. There's just a joy to it that Jollywood Knights was missing. Jollywood Knights felt very sterile. It felt very like a Christmas tree made out of stainless steel. Like as opposed to the evergreen boughs. It's we will be going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We're also taking our honeymoon is going to be a very merry time cruise aboard the Disney Wish. So we're going to have all the Christmas that we can. Excellent. I can handle so much more, but
well, and I think I've said this before, but congratulations on that. But we want to throw this to our commenters. What do you think about all of this? Like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.